Did you know that studies suggest men often express love differently than women? It's true. So, what really goes on in a man's mind when he falls in love? Let's dive in. Alright, folks, let's talk about love, specifically, love from a man's perspective. Now, we all know love can be complicated, right? For many, it's a roller coaster of emotions, filled with ups and downs, excitement, and sometimes a little bit of fear. But here's the thing, men often get a bad rap when it comes to love. They're seen as tough, stoic, and not really in touch with their feelings. But the truth is, love for a man can be a complex and often misunderstood experience. Today, we're peeling back the layers and exploring what's really happening in the mind of a man who's in love. Now, let's unpack some of the common misconceptions about men when they fall in love. First off, there's this stereotype that men are emotionally unavailable. You know, the classic "men don't cry" narrative. And sure, some guys might seem closed off, but that doesn't mean they're not feeling something deep inside. It's often just a defense mechanism. Another misconception is that men don't want to be vulnerable. But guess what? When a man falls in love, he might actually crave that vulnerability more than anything. He wants to connect, to share, but societal pressure often makes it hard for him to express that desire. Instead of being open, he might retreat into silence, which can leave their partner feeling confused or unvalued. Then there's the idea that men are all about physical attraction. While attraction plays a role, it's not the whole story. Men also seek emotional connection, even if they sometimes struggle to articulate it. These stereotypes can create real challenges in relationships, leading to misunderstandings and hurt feelings. So, let's dig deeper into the psychological and emotional processes that men go through when they fall in love. Picture this: a guy meets someone special, and suddenly, he's hit with a whirlwind of emotions. There's excitement, like heart pounding, can't stop smiling excitement. But along with that comes fear. Yeah, fear. The fear of rejection, of getting hurt, or of losing his freedom. For many men, this mix of emotions is overwhelming. They want to open up and share their feelings, but then doubt creeps in. What if I say the wrong thing? What if she doesn't feel the same way? That fear can lead to hesitation, and sometimes they end up shutting down instead of being open and honest. But it's not all doom and gloom. There's also a strong desire for connection. When a man falls in love, he often yearns for that deep bond. He wants to be seen and understood. The tricky part is that many men have been conditioned to suppress their emotions, so they might struggle to express this desire. They'll feel a pull towards intimacy, but might find it hard to articulate their needs or fears. As these feelings swirl around, it can create a cocktail of confusion and anxiety. It's a balancing act between wanting to be strong and needing to be vulnerable. And this internal struggle can lead to a lot of second-guessing, especially in the early stages of love. Let me share a story that beautifully illustrates this struggle. A friend of mine, let's call him Mike, fell head over heels for a girl he met at a mutual friend's party. At first, everything was magical. He could talk to her for hours, they shared laughs, and he felt this undeniable connection. But as things progressed, Mike found himself freaking out. He started to question everything. Was he ready for a serious relationship? What if she wanted more than he could give? One night, he was driving home after a date, and it hit him. He realized he was falling for her, but he felt paralyzed by the fear of vulnerability. He almost convinced himself to pull away. But then he had this moment of clarity. He thought about how much he enjoyed their time together, how she made him feel. So, he took a deep breath and texted her, saying he wanted to talk about how he felt. That moment was pivotal. It was a risk, but it opened the door to a deeper connection. They ended up having a heart-to-heart, and from that conversation, their relationship blossomed. It's a perfect example of how men can navigate these intense emotions, and how important it is for them to take the leap of faith. So, what have we learned today about the mind of a man in love? It's a tangled web of excitement, fear, and a genuine desire for connection. Men might struggle to express their feelings due to societal pressure and personal fears, but that doesn't mean they don't feel deeply. Understanding this can help foster empathy and communication in relationships. Love isn't just a one-size-fits-all experience, and recognizing the nuances of a man's emotional journey can lead to stronger, healthier connections. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced this kind of emotional roller coaster in love? Drop your thoughts or stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out my other videos on relationships and emotional intelligence. Let's keep the conversation going.